Uganda's oldest political party, the Democratic Party, is no stranger to leadership contests. In its 6 decades of existence, the very soul of the party has been fought for bitterly and exhaustively. But a new fight started after the party's president, Norbert Mao, entered the cooperation agreement with the ruling party, now threatens to tear the party into further strain. Mao profited from the agreement, scooping a prized position in cabinet as Justice and Constitutional Affairs Minister, and the NRM tipped the scales in favor of his Secretary General Gerald Siranda to become EALA MP. But is that enough to buttress the cooperation agreement and keep the party charges in line? Tonight on the spot is Richard Sebamala, a legislator from Bukoto, who is seeking to unseat Norbert Mao from the leadership of the Democratic Party. Engineer Honorable Richard Sebamala, thank you so much for having honored our invitation. A warm welcome to you.
Thank you very much. I'm humbled to be on the spot. I'm also humbled to be here to say Happy New Year to you and the rest of the Ugandans. I believe this year is going to be full of surprises. Everyone has come up with visions. We have started it with the same things that were happening last year: accidents, poverty, things of the like.
I understand you've just driven from Bukoto constituency this evening.
Yeah, I've driven from there. Yesterday we had a problem with land grabbers. They came with a title that they got in around 2012 for people that had spent on the land over 80, 100 years. So I sent a lawyer there yesterday to meet the 3 villages, Mweruka, ABC. So today I had gone to get feedback from the lawyer. I also passed by the late brother Anatoli's place in Chiterede.
It's a big loss for Masaka region.
Yeah, in Bikira. So I passed by. They are consecrating some brothers there. Some are taking vows to be brothers for the rest of their life. So I was there briefly, then I drove here.
All right.
Now,
we are humbled and honored that you made it. Because if you know a friend or a loved one or whoever now, when they get on the highway, you will never settle until you know that somebody has reached the other side.
Needless to say that also the road is very bad. I found an accident around Bisanje, a young man. There's a young man that was hit by a truck. The border mine. The road is so narrow with a lot of potholes.
That seems to be, unfortunately, that seems to be the Ugandan story nowadays. There's a lot of carnage and blood on our roads. So how does Engineer Sebamala, who is a member of parliament for Bukoto, now turn up to be acting party president of Uganda's oldest political party when there is a substantive elected president of the Democratic Party?
You know, Patrick, Uganda's oldest party is the party for almost all Ugandans. It is DP, UPC, and the rest came evolving and taking leadership or taking norms and copying a few things from those 2 parties. I won't say a lot was copied from Kabakaika and the rest. So that is where our grandparents, great-grandparents, grandparents, and then our parents, and then us have come borrowing principles, values, sentiments, getting networks. Because I remember as far as when we were in, I think, O-level, when the late Patrick Musipa Stone, he was my dad's best friend, and he contested under DP. They used to meet at church with the late Nsubuga, Bidekera, and the rest. So the DP blood has been flowing with us.
This is not undeniable.
But now when we come, so now,
party engineers,
why I'm giving you this history,
has a constitution and a timetable.
Yes.
For electing leaders.
Yes.
How do you then come to be acting president of the DP?
At the time when Mao joined NRM, first and foremost, did Mao join NRM? Do we deny?
There's a cooperation agreement. He has never said he's not in the Democratic Party. At least I've seen him on every fora. He says he's in DP, and it's a cooperation agreement with them.
Yes, and I agree. Where is the cooperation agreement? Who has ever seen that cooperation agreement? There is no cooperation agreement, actually. There is just a paper that was signed, and nobody knows what they signed. Not the DP fraternity has seen it, not the parliamentary caucus has seen it, not the DP NEC has seen it. We had a DP NEC where they demanded, you can imagine, the National Executive Committee of the party demanded for the document, and it was not given to them. Why? So, finally, somebody becomes a minister. We don't mind. Actually, we don't even mind about him becoming a minister. We are not envious. We are happy he became a minister. He takes vows. We are very, very happy he went and took the oath. Now, after taking the oath, Patrick, me and you know that you swear there are two very, very, very strong articles in the Constitution. That is 115 and 117. 115 says you take an oath that is of the minister that is under Schedule 4. The oath of minister takes you to lay allegiance, secrecy, and everything to the president that is existing and the systems. To its secrecy and keep all the secrets in the cabinet. Then 117 says you will be collectively responsible for whatever happens in that government. So Honorable Norbert Mao is responsible for whatever this government is doing. So if we talk about land grabbing, we are talking about Norbert Mao. If we talk about the human rights problems, Norbert Mao. When we talk about the poverty that is striking, we talk about the policies that are not getting Ugandans out of poverty, we are talking about Norbert Mao. When we are talking about anything in this government, we are talking about Norbert Mao. When we are talking about the money that is being spent in Congo, we are talking about Norbert Mao. We're talking about the rotten education system because of the collective responsibility. Now, then us, when we come up with policies, because Democratic Party has had a manifesto which laid out clear policies about everything, about agriculture, about education, about health, about everything. So at what point do we take these policies, or do we fight for these policies to go into action?
But you are aware, as a member of the Democratic Party, that the patriarchs of the Democratic Party have more or less done the same thing that Norbert Mao has done, even though you have not stressed them or scolded them like you are.
It doesn't.
From the days of Benny Kiwanuka, who served your Bote government under Mimi, unfortunately he died under Mimi.
Then I was not here.
For the days of Sebana Kizito, who was the party president DP, from the days of the late Paul Kawanga Semogere, who served as Minister of Foreign Affairs and Minister of Internal Affairs. Yeah. And he was not getting this kind of negativity.
What happens?
He was the party president DP serving the NRM government.
What happens?
And that was okay.
What happens is
why is this so different?
What is undisputable is when everyone left Mao hanging, Mao knows I was his only ally. We moved this country together when we felt that DP was at its lowest after the last election. So he cannot deny that I stood close to him. And he cannot deny that whatever I'm speaking today, I told to him.
But are you
so what happens is at the time,
you're alive to the fact that
at the time,
other party presidents before Mao served different presidents,
yes,
even though they were not ideologically on the same track.
Patrick, when did we go into multi-party system? After the referendum. When we are going for, after the referendum, then we went for elections. That was 1995. Before that, as soon as, would I call it liberation? When the Liberation War happened and they came in 1986, they said, let's first put parties aside.
I understand.
Let's work collectively. We shall come up with these differences later. This is not the time for our country to be into this, horabaro. And at that time, it was about collecting whoever was around to make sure the country moves.
So
there were no parties.
The NRM party now has
there were no parties.
It has not been the same from 1986 to today.
No. I'm saying
really
at that time.
Changed?
No, at that time there was no. There were no parties. Actually, that is why you see there was a referendum, because otherwise there would not be a referendum to bring back parties. But then the referendum came in place and the parties were back and the people that were in government, actually, Semogere would serve in government even after the election. He would lose the election and then be given any ministerial post. But after losing the election, he said, no, I'm a party president on the opposition. I'm not coming back to the government. I'm staying with my party.
So tell
the same happened to Sevana and the rest.
Engineer Sevamala, tell Ugandans watching and listening to you tonight how you become acting party president of DP and whether what your position you have is actually legit.
Actually, what Mao is doing is illegitimate. So nothing makes anything legal.
Become acting president of DP.
When Mao defected, he left with only about 20% followers of Democratic Party. That is his so-called neck, because it was handpicked when they were in Gulu shortly before the elections. In the view of COVID, there was only a meeting. At that time, they are saying meetings could only take only 200 people. Our NEC would take over 1,800 people. So they managed to handpick around 200, and then they gave out a few positions. So him and that NEC, and then a few district leaders. So now, 80% of our followers are calling and asking, what's this? Everyone was left in this area, confused. People were left in pain. People did not know even what to do. So we say, you know what? For those that have failed, for those that do not agree with what is going on, I'm offering leadership. And I was very clear when I was stating that. I said, I'm offering leadership as acting president to you until DP leadership gets back into sanity. Because unless you have a conflict of common sense, there is no way you can be in one party and be a president of another.
So why don't you wait for a delegates conference when it is convened? Does that Richard Sevamala can offer himself and challenge Mao in a legitimate manner and beat him on his
let me ask you, do you agree with me that there was a leadership gap when Mao left? Do you agree or disagree? Because as far as we are concerned, as soon as he defected, there are those that believed in him and there are those that did not believe in him. But we are DP members. So what is wrong with me offering leadership to those that do not believe in what he has done? Because if they look, they are looking up to nobody. So you say, but they are the majority. So you say, you know what? Let me offer leadership to you. And not in Buganda, in the east, in the west, in the north where he comes from. We had a DP neck where everyone was shouting at him. Everyone wanted to eat him up for what he did. So we say, as we speak today, the party spokesperson is nowhere to be seen. Where is he seeking asylum in this good Uganda where we are going to become where we are going to become, he's going to be a minister of education or something. He left silently for some trip in America. As far as I'm informed, the latest intelligence I have is seeking asylum. Why? If he feels Uganda is a good place to be and Mao has joined the right government. Okorel that was defending defending. Why isn't he here?
Why don't you?
So that is why we are saying.
Democratic Party.
So we are saying.
And Mao in a cooperation agreement with the government as a positive thing through which, for all those who are clamoring for, constitutional reforms and political reforms, him as Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, you can say now, our man in the inside. We can have our reforms. We could have those reforms with or without him. It doesn't change anything. With or without Mao, this government has very able people that would come up with those reforms. It didn't have to be Mao. Do you realize that rigidity has denied you power for almost 70 years? No, actually, that Democratic Party. No, actually, the problem is people do not understand why we stand on the opposition of government. We do not stand on the opposition of government to fight with government. Actually, we do not even want to meet people in the corridors of power and then box each other or shout at each other.
That's not the game. The game is, you're saying that we go for Bonaba Gagawale. We do not believe in Bonaba Gagawale. We don't believe in giving people money.
Policies and ideologies?
Yes, it is about fighting within policies, ideologies. Which alternative is better than the other? That is why that is what keeps one on the opposition and the other on the good side. Actually, it is not a boxing ring. That's why we are saying Mao was more productive when he was on the opposition side. Because then he would come up with policies that would check government. So he boasts about them. He even boasts about them and says...
How lawful?
No, look here. He even boasts about them and says, remember when they were talking about bail? We came up with a document. Don't you see the president never talked about that again? When he was in DP. So now, allow me ask him, what policies has he brought on the floor of parliament? What reforms has he brought? And even if he's to bring them, what is he going to change that KK would not bring if he was a minister for the same? That would not refine if he would do for the same. What different thing is he going to do?
So tell us about how lawful is the position that you hold in your own party?
No, actually, I did not say, in the party I own, I have a place, I am on the neck as a secretary for the diaspora, deputy secretary for the diaspora. If I said I offered leadership to those that do not believe in what you're doing, that means what you're doing is illegal, what I'm doing is illegal. We put a case. It is yet to be decided what he did is right. So with me, it is not about the law. It is about politics. This is politics. They are followers. Followers have split. They need a leader. I offered leadership.
But realize that if he did something illegal, you did the same. Illegal.
No, for me, I offered leadership. When I offer leadership, I can call myself anything. I can offer myself father. I can call myself principal.
But you know that your party has
no, I can.
Your party has the constitution.
I can call
and your party has a time.
When I'm offering leadership, I can
choosing leaders.
I can offer myself.
That's not one of them.
I can call myself anything for now until. That's why I said I'm offering leadership until Democratic Party leadership gets back into sanity.
Who gives you the mandate?
I have the right to choose to find out, to see that this is wrong. Who gives you the mandate to see right and wrong? Your conscience. It's yourself. I don't need mandate from anyone to tell me that, you know what,
yeah,
you know what, Richard, these people need a leader.
When in politics and you want a position, yes, you need the mandate of the people.
And the people, and I told,
in a legal way.
Have you seen me? Have you seen anybody refusing to follow me? If we stood with him today, who has more followers? Democratic Party members. Who has more followers? Let's try it out tomorrow. So for us, with our politics and leadership, it's about problem solving. It's about solution bearing. The leader should have a direction, should have a vision, should be taking people somewhere. Do we see that in Mao anymore? For the Democratic Party? No. Is it bad to disagree with Mao? I mean, should I agree with everything that Mao says? He comes up with a cooperation agreement, and because I'm a Democratic Party member, I'm just supposed to bow? Is that what you mean? No, that is not how things are done. You're a person that is born with a conscience, you're a person that is born with a soul brain, you're a person that is born to know when to do right or wrong, and you're a person that has your own needs and interests. And then community interests come later, and then national interests and international interests.
So in the meantime, in the leadership of acting capacity of Honorable Savamala, what are we likely to see you do?
Okay, that is a good question. One, like I told you, a lot of members were in disarray. A lot of members that have been in pain. A lot of members have been asking, what do we do next? Is Mao leaving? Is he staying? If he stays, what do we do? One is to harmonize the position between those two factions. The faction that does not believe in the agreement and the faction that that went with Mao. Harmonizing that position is one of our agendas. Two is in the interim to continue mentoring leadership at the grassroots, that is at the villages, at the parishes, sub-counties, districts, and all that. Three is to hold Mao's government accountable. Because today Mao cannot talk about what they have collectively agreed. If they have collectively agreed to steal Sangobe land, then Mao will not be seen in Sangobe. If they have collectively agreed to do anything, okay, those that even government cannot do about. So since ours is to hold, as citizens, is to hold government accountable, is to hold government more accountable and come up with and talk about issues that are really paining in this country. Four is to come up with a government structure that can be tentative for the next government in 2026.
A government in waiting.
Yes, a government in waiting. We have to know they are saying 83 ministers and I'm saying no, can a government be 60 ministers? If so, who are the ambassadors? Who are the commissioners? Who are the PSs, the permanent secretaries?
So now, so Richard, now you're in the business of appointing your shadow cabinet.
Yes, no, we are in the business of what it should be doing.
Yeah, but we are going to see you.
No, because no, we have to. The elections are coming in 2026, and it is 2 years away to start campaigns. So today there is something we are discussing regional blocks. Which region has what economic product? How do we dialogue? What are the current problems of Uganda? Actually, I was looking at the president's speech the other day and I was asking myself, today we have, according to the budget we passed, we have given them 220, we have given them 22 point, we must have given down by now around 22.5 trillion, half year. I thought the government was going to tell us what it has used that money for. Because that is what I would want to hear from the president. And that is what I would want Mao to be asking the president. As the party president of the Democratic Party, he would be saying now, URA has not recorded a shortfall in the last 6 months. Meaning, it has collected 22.25 trillion. In this money, we have managed to pay salaries of this much. We have done these projects. This one has gone to Congo. This one has gone what? Why people are poor in the villages is this. Roads is this. Accountability. This is what I want to see from Mao, and I'm not seeing it. So one of the reasons this faction is there is to do what Mao is supposed to be doing.
But you know, you are a member of parliament. You know the accountability committees are in the hands of the opposition. You know you're the one actually appropriating the money. You're the one who's doing the oversight. You have more information.
Accountability. Accountability is more than just to a member of parliament. It is to a citizen. Yeah, but, to a citizen. Even you, Kamara, you can ask questions.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. From government. As a legislator.
Yes, as a legislator and as a faction.
And as a person, as one of those who's appropriating funds to government.
Yes.
Who's doing the oversight role.
Yes.
You still have the gravitas and the latitude to ask.
Yeah,
and
yes.
demand accountability.
Exactly. And does it mean that if I do it in parliament, I can't do it in my office? In my private office? Is there any law that refuses me to sit down and do more work, private work, or look at scrutinize government's expenditure?
When is DP? When were you supposed to have your delegates conference?
Actually, in the last delegates conference, they had reduced. When at the inception of DP, presidents were supposed to be in power for 2 years. Mm-hmm. Because of the wars that came when the late Semogedede was in power, somehow a lot happened, and by the time we came to 1995, a few things had changed, and we took it to 5 years, which continued because of. But later Semana came, and today the last delegates conference had talked about 3 years. after the delegates conference to have another one after 3 years, such that we are the president.
You're almost due for next delegates.
Such that the president that has been chosen in that delegates conference has at least 2 years to prepare for the election, because the DP president becomes the flag bearer. That's the constitution. But that clause was not gazetted. But it was agreed in a delegates conference, but it was not gazetted.
In other words, it can be changed by any other.
Any other. So now, should we wait until 2026 to see to see Norbert Mao come back as a DP president and then contesting against Mr. Museveni? What should we do now? I think you can see the state he has left the party, to which he's convinced. But he's doing the right thing.
You know, when we invited you, and I was thinking about many other bigwigs of the Democratic Party that have since moved. It appears there has been a wave that came and swept the DP, and many scattered, including people like the current leader of opposition, who's a prominent DP member, the Honorable Mpuga, people like the Honorable Namboze, people like the Honorable Medad Segona, people like the Honorable Kivumbi. You know, all those gentlemen and men and women, ladies and gentlemen, have moved into, for example, National Unity Platform. And he seems to be okay with that.
I see.
You seem to be okay with that. I have seen the Honorable Elias Lukwago join the Forum for Democratic Change. He was a strong member of DP.
I do not want to speak for those people, for I don't know the reason.
I don't see the rage.
No, I do
not. Like I see there when people
let me start here. I do not want to speak for those people because they're not here, but I'll tell you this. I'm not even
asking you to speak for them, Honorable.
But I'll tell you this. At the time when they crossed to those parties, I was in the Democratic Party. When I stood for Member of Parliament, Bukoto Central, I'll tell you the following came to my constituency, campaigning for the NUP candidate. The Honorable Kanyike today, the Honorable Namayanja, the mayor now for Masaka City, the Honorable Abed Wanika, the Honorable Osewungu, the Honorable Matthias Mpuga.
Those who were campaigning against you?
They are campaigning against me, even when I had the vice president on the other side.
You are the man who beat the vice president?
Tentatively. The people decided to choose me against him. So, did I feel bad? I understood. I understood why they were campaigning for the other person. They said, we remained in the Democratic Party, and they were NUP. Now, I do not, why should I even mind about somebody that moved to another party? Why should I mind about a neighbor's daughter?
No, because if somebody is moving out of your own party, it shows you that the Centre and DP has not been...
But they have gone. But they have gone.
So that it shows you a problem in your house.
So I should also run out of my house because there's a problem?
Probably you're thinking about it.
No, okay, for me, I'm solving the problem in my house. I'm saying if this one is a problem, then what he's not doing, let me do. Until he decides to leave.
Honorable Richard Sewamala, hold on to your point because we're going to take a break, and on the spot we'll be right back. Welcome back. You're watching On the Spot. My name is Patrick Kamara. My guest tonight is Honorable Engineer Richard Sewamala, Member of Parliament representing Bukoto Central, who is also now saying is the acting president of the Democratic Party, that I'm sure that position that he has taken up is being disputed by many. So, you know, when I look at men and women of valor, of substance, that have moved out of the Democratic Party, and actually they went to even defend their constituents, or even others get elected for the very first time, I can only wonder that really, whether Mao moved or not, your party has been in tatters.
It is true. We have lost a lot of men, a lot of good men. The Honorable Segona has the Matthias and Pugas. We only thank God that even when they left, they can still serve the country, wherever they are. It is painful that we cannot sit on the same table and discuss national issues in the same room and discuss the same policies, and they are discussing the policies on the other side. It is also painful that you look at the quality of the leaders that we have today, and you have to wonder whether they are the quality that are pro-people and listen to the country. And if they listen to the country, they have the stature, not stature, they have the, I would call it quality, but the knowledge to come up with the right policies, to design the right policies to take the country forward. It is painful to see the hemorrhage, but with Mao leaving, it is even weakening the party. Somebody has to stand in the door and say, you know what? Okay, some have gone, but the rest of us can stay and do something. It's not about him. It is about us.
I hope you are aware that people started moving out of the Democratic Party a long time ago, and only when they moved, some of them started realizing their political dreams and ambitions, including President Yoweri Museveni, I'm told at one point was in DP, including the Honorable Sam Kutesa.
Yes, President Yoweri Museveni has never showed us his card. His membership card. He didn't get lost in the bush or what.
Sam Kutesa was in the Democratic Party.
That one I can't believe. You know, but for the president, I would want to see his card, unless he says it got lost.
You realize that losing people, men and women
become better
in your party, has been the norm in your party.
It is true.
You are more or less like the recruitment ground.
And the shaping and the formation and everything, then somebody comes and just takes.
You know how to attract people, but you don't know how to hold them. You know how to recruit, but you don't know how to retain. That's DP.
And all that is a problem with leadership. And it is because it has been a leadership of patronage, that because I'm very close to Sebana, Sebana will somehow see this one is the one that respects me. We come up. Actually, that is what I was telling Ugandans, to know, to define the leaders we want and the leaders we need. There is somebody you want, there's somebody you love so much, but there is a leader you need today to move a country forward, to move a district forward. You don't love them, you probably have not even, but you've read about them.
But they have the skill.
They have the skill, they can make a difference. It is time for the Ugandans to go out and look for the Ugandans they need to move the country. Not the ones you love because you've been together on the party, you are together on a burial, or you are together somewhere, but it's somebody's son that has studied, is well groomed, has shown leadership in different, circles, and then you say, no, let us take this man, because this man at least, not because this person is close to you, you're together from Alwa, then you go together for a trip, you are together in the rally, this, what the motor vehicle rally, then this one is now, because the other one has said, what is it in Kampala that they speak now?
I don't know.
They come up with funny slangs anyway. They come up with funny slangs and then they say, Tebainache batugamba. Okay. Tebainache babagamba. No, what is happening? Roads are still flooding. Buildings are flooding. Traffic jam is still in the city. Now, why did you elect these leaders? So are these the leaders you wanted? Or they are the leaders you needed? So it is time for Ugandans to come up with the people that we need. And when we come up with the people that we need, we shall see this country change.
They're also saying that people get the leaders they deserve. That if the people of Bukoto Central got you, then they deserve you. But if when they go to the right to Honorable Second, then they deserve the second.
And when they deserved him, they are the same people that were started complaining about him in his first term, his second term, his third term, his fourth time. They kept complaining as I was growing up until I told them, no. Enough with the lamentation. This time he has to go. So I think, and I'm disheartened. I have a lot of pain for these leaders that are living every single day, and then they just end up on the streets. I'm telling you, Kamara, we have very good Democratic Party UID gentlemen. The Kenneth Poker Candies, the Mayajas, very good UID, well-groomed, everything. But they did not get it to power because of these funny waves. The other day it was reform agenda. This time it will be people power. The other day it will be this. The other day it will be... And we needed to get the country back into a stature of... So when you come up with these leaders, you'll get this quality of service.
So now that you're in this position, yet I'm sure you have given it yourself, but do you have an intention of wooing back those party bigwigs who have gone? People like the Honorable Mpuga, the Honorable Kivumbi, the Honorable Dr. Bwaneka, to bring back to the fold, bring them back to the fold. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I might be seen as someone very small. But one thing that we have in common with all those that left is the pain for our party. And why they left is because they looked for a solution and there was none.
Are you trying to suggest where they are not convinced about the political choice they have made?
I don't think they are convinced where they are. And I say this with a lot of confidence. They can dispute it tomorrow. But I'm sure there is a lot of pressure where they are. And the pressure is not only in NUP. Leaders everywhere are in a confusion, including FDC. You'll find them having a national council and everyone will be complaining. You did this, you did that. Why didn't you do this? So you also did that. The intelligence will tell you. You go to NRM, they're also complaining. But you people, when does sex sit? When it sits, what does it say? Where do these policies come from? You understand? Most of them don't even know how PDM came up. They just saw it on the paper, and they had to pass it. Every party is in this hurry. But now we are saying, can we get a base where we can train true leaders that will take this country forward?
Grooming leaders.
Can we groom the leaders we need? Can we show the people that these are the people that will go to the grassroots, and when they come to parliament, they'll be in public interest?
But Richard, with all respect, your party is finished, even though you want to be a party president. It's not there. It's not there. Uganda's oldest party is gone.
The only thing that has
the red wave that came and swept you, finished you.
I agree.
Properly.
And how is it
surprisingly?
And how is it doing?
People
and how is the red wave doing now? I want to ask you something. Let's go back for the election today. And all of the 57 come back. The 57 red MPs. Can we go for a rematch today and they all come back?
Well, that's no.
They are complaining about themselves. Anyway, that is why I'm telling you that. So should we say that the red wave is also losing power?
No, what I'm
saying
is that
for me, what I'm telling you is
it hit you hard,
yes,
DP, than any other party.
This is what I'm also telling you this, that the only problem, the only obstacle,
the red wave hit hard DP
than any other party. Let me ask you something. Let me tell you just something. The only thing that is standing in the way of Democratic Party's triumphility is Mao. Should he leave today, tomorrow you will see a hemorrhage of people back into their party. It will be a celebration in Kampala and all over the country. He's the only standing block. And for me, and I'm saying this with a lot of confidence because
people also look at him as the big asset you have as DP.
Who?
And believe you me.
And who are those?
If you got a delegates conference tomorrow, and Norbert Mao is politically skilled, he could actually beat all of you.
Let him try. That is what we're asking for. We demanded for
a man who understands his political battles.
Exactly. That's why. But he has not faced a battle with me anyway. He should try it. he should try one. Because what we're saying is everywhere you go, if you go to wherever you go, they say, but Musajja wa mwe. You know your man. When you go to the north, you know this man of yours. When you go to Karamoja, but he said, this man, has he left? That is the question that everyone is asking. So we are saying, if you've been given a ministerial police, can you please go? We are not saying that go with the people that, no, you are alone. Go. Then let's organize a delegates conference. Let's get a new leadership. Then you will see whether these the likes of the Honorable Mpugas, the Segonas, the likes of will not be the party back again.
There is something that Ugandans murmur about.
But why isn't he leaving anyway? because that is another question that we're asking ourselves.
Also, the defiance against Mao and how he's called it also, there are those who are reading, it from a ethnic lens.
Yeah. And
it's very sad.
One thing I can say is
because the DP, with all respect, there are still people who think that it has been most of the time so Bugandanized. And that's not me, and that will not be me, because 80% of the things I've done have been national and international, be it my marriage, be it. And these Bugandanized people are the ones that elected Mao. He should be aware. Do you get those? No. You hear those statements
from him. I hear those statements from him, Mao, because for him, he feels that when he plays the tribal card, then he will get Uganda. He has the rest of Uganda, and you have Buganda. From him as Mao. But then he does not tell those people in Acholi that it is this Baganda that were the greatest number in the delegates conference and they elected me. It is this Banyankole that had the biggest numbers and the people from the east, from Palisa, that elected me to become president. That is a clause he leaves behind. And he does not also disclose that it is this Baganda that have supported him the 10 years. Because in the last 10 years, he has not been working with only people from wherever. He has been working with this Baganda, and this Baganda have been helping him run his office. If they tell you that time is up, there's no value adding to us now, what's wrong with you? Why don't you leave? And this I'm not saying because if he loves the party, actually, if Mao loves Democratic Party, the best thing he could do today is to leave the party. Settle in his position as Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs, and then see how the party goes. I want to bet with him if we don't get a number of people.
Do you value the fact that you have a skillful politician, an intelligent leader in the name of Mao?
Yes. And I agree that this skillful leader can help this government very well, even when he's labeled NRM. Do you believe that if Mao today put on a yellow tie, nobody can be surprised about it? No one will be surprised. And he will still have the same brain and the same stature, and will still perform the same. So we are saying, we have this very good, beautiful woman, please marry her off. Why is a girl refusing to get married off to a very rich man? That's what we are doing. We are saying he's a very good, intelligent person, very eloquent, very well. Please, if NRM has taken him, allow go and get married fully. Let us move. Why is he leaving one leg this side? Why is he standing in the door of progress?
So are you genuinely getting into this because you want to save the party, or you're also looking at an opportunity?
No, by the way. Actually, very many people have asked me that question. Very many people can become Democratic Party presidents. I guess Honorable Mbide can be a president of Democratic Party. Honorable Rulume can be president of Democratic Party. Mary Babide Kabanda, the former MP of Masaka district, can be a very good president. There are very many people that can be DP presidents. But what are we looking for in a DP president today? We are looking at somebody that has not come to rest in the position of DP president. When you come and stand as a DP president, you're going to become the next flag bearer, presidential flag bearer. So we are looking for a presidential candidate figure. So whoever wants to stand or whoever wants to become DP president today should know that they are ready to engage the sitting president and win. So you should be ready with the electoral commission tactics. You should be ready with the negotiations with the army, okay, with the security apparatus. You should be ready with the funds to traverse this country. You should be ready with all religious denominations, cultural denominations. You should be very ready and very organized with foot soldiers and very good strategies. That you're going to convince us that today, if you came and decided to start for president of the Democratic Party, you've not come to stand just to go and rest, retire, receive money from the MPs, 58 million per year for each MP. So Democratic Party is getting around 43 million per month. You know, some people are relaxing, receiving salaries and everything, looking for some simple activity to do in order to spend that. That's not what we want. So that is why I'm telling you, very many people are looking at me as you're fighting Mao because you want to become the DP president. I'm saying, can we leave DP have a presidential candidate that can meet the fight with the president of the Republic of Uganda?
You and Norbert Mao were, until recently, were very close.
We are still close.
Have you had a conversation with him ever since you decided to be acting president?
Who needs the conversation? Do I need it or he needs it? Because that is where it is. Who wronged the other in this case?
He's your party president.
We are close, we are friends. You understand? We are close, we are friends, we are all bees, by the way, from Namiriango. So now the question is, who is supposed to apologize in this case? Who wronged the other? If somebody did not even have the courtesy to come and tell you, know my brother, you know my friend, I'm going to do this. Then you just find them on the news, you find your wife married off. But I thought, or your girlfriend has been taken. Then he said, but she has just sent me messages asking me when is our engagement. And then I'm seeing her in a gown with someone. When I moved with Norbert Mao across the country, to the north, to the east, to the west, and to the central, to UID meetings, where we had one agenda of how to revamp DP and what it needed. I took it upon myself to tell everyone that we met, all the district chairpersons, how blessed we are to have Norbert Mao as the president of the Democratic Party, and what he could do for us if we leave him, as much as he had gotten around 100 and something, thousand votes. I told them, let's not look at that. Let's look at him as a person that has the greatest network in this country. He can talk to very many presidents. He can talk to almost everyone in government. Let's look at him as a person that has had experience as a member of parliament, an LC5, and all that. Let's look at him as somebody that is well studied and knows what to do, when to do it, and who to do, and who to contact for anything. You can never go wrong with him. He might not be the right president that we have, but he's the leader we need. Not the one we want. We can want anybody, but he's the leader we need today for where we are going. He can say it.
That's how you're selling him.
And that's what he is for the NRM. So let they use him properly.
Richard, hold on to your point, Honorable, because we're going to take a break, and when we come back, I'll open the lines, or you can send your comments on our WhatsApp number so that they can read them for the Honorable Richard Sebamala to respond to your queries or your comments. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're watching On the Spot. My name is Patrick Amara. My guest tonight is the Bukoto Central Member of Parliament, Honorable Richard Ssebaamala. So now you have probably an opportunity to put things right, but also you have a monumental challenge, because there are those who are going to say, look, you're not deserving, you're not legally there, what you're doing is illegal. Do you realize what you're up against?
Yeah, and I know that. And I know that. I remember when Bobby Wine came to the stage, they used to say he's a drug addict, he's a singer, but today people bow. Today, people bow. Do you know those that bow? They're well-studied. The well-studied, the best legislators that we've been talking about here today night, all of them bow.
Because he has political support and clout.
Because he showed them that he stood his foot and said this is the right thing to do. And people understood it, and also this one had to understand it by force. So today, it's not about whether I'm legally there or what. Yeah, of course I'm not the best. There are better people in the world. There's always somebody better than you. But it's about you taking a step. When I was going to stand against the vice president, a lot happened to me. Jail, what? Cutting off the constituency. What is it? Demarcating of the constituency. What? Everything happened, but I stood my foot that this is where I belong. And this is where I will win. So the same applies to this. A lot is going to happen. Everyone is going to come up with questions, blackmail, what? We are ready. There are those members of Democratic Party that are in pain,
okay, let me
and confused, and are ready to move with us.
I suppose there could be some people right now who would want to get in touch with you, and you have seen our numbers on the screen. You can call and maybe exchange some views with the Honorable Richard Ssebaamala, who is now calling himself acting President of the DP. I have a call online. Hello. I have a call online. Hello. Okay, let me ask my producer to...
How are you, Sebo?
Good evening, sir.
Hello?
Yes, go right ahead.
How are you, Sebo?
Okay.
How are you, Sebo? Good evening, sir. Good evening, Sebo. How are you? I like the fact that you've brought an intelligent man on this show, and he's articulating things very well. He has talked well about Norbert Mao, and I think we have to extract a lot of lessons from his presentation as an individual and Mao himself as the president. So we all need to learn from the past mistakes so that we do not lose more of the Ssebaamalas to the other party, and that party remaining orphaned and redundant, as we are seeing now. Those Ssebaamala has nowhere to begin from, but we play that they level the ground, provide the necessary leadership so that the party moves to the next level.
What's your name again?
Thank you very much for this candid discussion.
What's your name? Okay, unfortunately, I didn't pick his name, but he's full of praises for you, Honorable Richard. You can let me get another call online, and we'll get to hear what you have to say about the debate that we have tonight. Hello. Hello.
What you have to say about the debate this last night? Hello.
You turn down the volume of your TV so that it doesn't bring an echo to you or to us. But if you leave your volume up, it won't give us very good environment within which for us to have a discussion with you. Always you turn down if your phone goes through. If you leave it up, then it will send you an echo and send me an echo too. Okay, looks like at least there's somebody who thinks you're good at it.
No. Actually, the pain that the people have is bigger than what people see. People are seeing politics. As a leader, I'm seeing solutions to the country. I look at the people that are suffering over in Karamoja, and I ask myself, do we have an opposition?
Okay, let me listen. Let me take one more. I have a call online. Hello. Hello. I have a call online. Hello. Okay. Looks like we're having a technical hitch there. So you just want to look at leadership.
Leadership.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Good evening, sir.
Hello?
Good evening.
Hello? Yes, good evening.
Yes. What's your name and where are you calling from?
How are you?
Can you turn down? Can you turn down the volume?
Yeah,
of
you
the
are
TV?
speaking to Engineer Julius Epias.
Engineer Julius, turn down the volume of your TV. It's very interesting. Most people would want to listen to themselves on TV and also on phone, and it doesn't work like that.
I know.
So, hello?
Hello?
Yes, good evening, sir.
Hello?
You turn down the volume of your
How are you,
TV,
Kamala?
then we can hear each other.
I'm called Samuel.
Yeah, okay.
I'm called Samuel. I'm in Kasanga.
Okay, Samuel in Kasangati, we are hearing you loud and clear.
Hello? Can you hear me, Kamala?
Yes. All right. We're going to conclude this. I thought I was going to engage some people, but somehow we have a technical hitch. They can't hear us. So, moving forward, what kind of you want maybe, if possible, woo those people back?
One.
You want to be able to offer leadership for those who do not agree?
Patrick?
Yes, yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, good evening, sir.
Hello?
Unfortunately, you can't hear me. Good evening. Let me ask my producer, please cut those lines because they are not hearing me. Yes, so moving forward, I want your concluding remark on the show tonight.
My concluding remarks are quite simple. The Uganda we are is the Uganda that everyone is, including the NRM. It is not meant for anyone. The problems we have are not colored. We are all suffering with poverty, roads, the expensive health system, education system, and everything. We are all suffering the chaos. There are also good things. Good weather, fertile soils, fresh water, good tourism places. There's a lot of business. We have very friendly neighbors and good trade. And there should be somebody to offer leadership to this nice country. Look at the international networks, how best we can utilize them. Look out for what we can do for East Africa and Africa. You saw me with Ruto some time back. These are the things we discuss. We need to look at each other as people that, as leaders, let's not look at each other as people that are going to solve the solutions of the constituency tomorrow.
We're better than that.
Think bigger than that. And since you're better than that, don't criticize. If you find me doing something wrong, don't be a critic. You come to me and ask me how I can, tell me how I can improve. I have been a student of Uganda Management Institute. But Dr. Kalyeja is one person that I really, really loved. That you would go to him for one solution and he would give you 1,000. So be that person that is not waiting to criticize. You know, those people, how can they just don't like Mao. They just come to us. Tell us where the problem is. And best of all, I'm telling you, we have a base, a place where we are going to train those leaders. If you want to join leadership, of course not school leadership, but political leadership, to benchmark from the best, because now we have those that beat the vice president, we have those that beat fellow members of parliament, we have those that have stood for all positions. You will get the best notes and come and serve this country. It's not about who is DP president now. For now, it is about offering leadership to the faction that does not believe the cooperation argument is going to be of any help. Needless to say, the person that was, talking about it and was, making it shine is seeking asylum in the US.
So come the next delegates conference, whatever time it comes, you'll be running for the party presidency.
Come the next delegates conference if I don't see anybody better. Because if there's anybody, because I am also pushing, by the way, somebody to become president of DP. I will tell you, there is somebody I see, if that person came to Democratic Party and stood for presidency, he would shake this country. So that is how leadership is. It is about sacrifice.
And who is that?
In your next program.
Honorable Richard Mala, I want to thank you so much for the time you have given us.
You're welcome.
And on those of you who have been watching this program, I want to thank you for the privilege of your company. Good night, and God bless Uganda.